you the secrets to successfully completing a business grant application. There's still more funding available through grant dollars from foundations and organizations, and you want to ensure that you're writing the right application and submitting the right details to give you a head start and a lead when it comes to competing with other businesses for grant dollars. So that happens on November 15th. And then December 6th, our last for the year, will be a webinar designed to help small businesses prepare for 2024. So you don't want to miss those two remaining. But today, we're talking about tips for growing your business for 2024 through your growth strategy, which often is forgotten about and is something that small business owners are not necessarily working on in November, December, or even October, starting really early, at minimum a quarter before the new year, to create systems, processes, forecasts, plans, and measurements for tracking success before the new year, so that you're ready January 1st to start fresh and working towards your goals. So today I'm going to give you 4 tips I think that are really important to helping you prepare, and hopefully they will make sense and are beneficial and helpful. But the only way that this will work is if you do the work. And so what I introduced to you today is something that you can do on your own, or you can use our online tool that is designed to actually guide you through the process, or you are able to work with us and allow us to help you build your systems out to prepare for 2024 early. So, hope this is helpful. Let me go ahead and get started. So, our firm, we've been around for 21 years. I've helped numerous thousands of small businesses for 21 years, from small to mid-sized to really high growth, $1 million to $5 million in revenue businesses, all the way to startups. And I love what I do. I love helping entrepreneurs who are visual creatives, who are innovative, who have viable products and services. I love helping them formulate solid business models, understand their financials, design systems to help them actually build a strong foundation to support their growth. And so I do that in many different ways, but have done it for a long time. And I'm now sharing this information via the web through my digital learning platform to help small business owners grow. So there is also a Start.Pivot.Grow accelerator that we also have. We introduced through our partnership with Dallas College, which is a community college system or district located in North Texas and Dallas. And I've been working with them for 20 years now, developing curriculum, developing business programs, developing accounting and HR programs, tech programs for the community college for a very long time. And we've been partnering on the Start.Pivot.Grow accelerator along with Capital One Foundation and now Wells Fargo Foundation to actually help build strong businesses in marginalized communities, where there's a number of small business owners and entrepreneurs who are actually running viable businesses that are 6 and 7 figures, but they need a little help. And so after the pandemic, we developed the accelerator, and Dallas College was all too happy to adopt the accelerator. And we now offer entrepreneur education programming, business advising services, access to capital assistance, and the business model design system that we help small businesses figure out what business they're in, develop a growth strategy, and help them go from point A to point B successfully. Thus far, we have raised over $435,000 for small businesses. We have awarded $40,000 in grant funds through our pitch competition, and we continue to bring on new partners to help us help small businesses grow. So I'm excited about that program. You can visit Start.Pivot.Grow.com to learn more. So now let's talk about planning for 2024. 2023, albeit we're in November right now, essentially it's time to start looking forward. However, in order to do that, we want to look backwards. We want to evaluate what went well, what didn't in 2023, and a little bit of 2022 analysis as well. Because if your business has hit a wall, you feel like you're stagnant, you can't figure out why you're not growing, it's not solely just the economy. That's what I want small businesses to understand. It's not solely just the economy. It could be that there are areas in your business that require enhancement, further evaluation, improvements, or pivots to help you figure out how to connect and engage, relate, and serve your leads and customers better. And so I'm going to talk about those tips or theories that work. And if you're able to figure it out, work on it, build it, you should be able to experience growth in your business. I know this from experience. I have proof. I have what they call the young people, the receipts for the transformation that the businesses that we serve through Integrality are making, actively making. Businesses that 8 months ago were at $800,000 in revenue couldn't figure out how to go beyond 800,000, who will probably close out the year at $1.9 million. That's just 8 months of us working with their firm. Another business has now hit their 6-figure mark since graduating from our accelerator and using the tools, actually implementing them and putting them into action. And they never thought they would be able to reach 6 figures within the year, and they have, and they're going to go beyond. Plus, on top of that, they've been able to purchase 2 pieces of equipment that they didn't know they were going to be able to do so, just by using the tools, the resources, and the education that has been shared with them to help them build a stronger foundation for growth. It is certainly possible, but sometimes entrepreneurs, small business owners, they don't know what they don't know. And that is the hurdle that they have to get over, such as yourself who's watching this video. And so if you are interested in growing, if you're interested in fixing the elements or factors in your business that aren't working, pay attention to the next details and tips that I share with you. Alrighty, get your notepad, get your pen, get your computer ready, and be prepared to write down the information that I'm about to share with you. All right, let's go. Alrighty, so there are a few things that you want to do initially. First, you want to evaluate your business model. The very first thing that you have to do is to sit down in a quiet space and complete a lean canvas. You need to complete a lean canvas to truly ensure you have a solid idea what your business model is. This is important to your growth because sometimes small businesses and entrepreneurs who start will sometimes get excited about their ability to generate money without ever deciphering or writing out what business they're truly in. What is their business model? What is it that they're truly selling? Who are they selling to? What are the expenses associated with it or the cost associated with generating that revenue? And what are the proper channels in order for them to reach, connect, engage, and relate with their primary customers? Um, Sometimes I believe that word of mouth and referrals can be a double-edged sword because entrepreneurs get easy money initially through word of mouth without having to put together a strategy or a plan as to how they're going to grow beyond word of mouth. And that is when they hit a wall. That's when the business owner starts to become confused as to why it isn't working anymore, or that they've only been able to sell so much and then the sales start to decline. This is where putting together your business model makes sense and really understanding who your customers are, how you're going to reach them. So the first step that I would recommend is for you to create a business model using the lean canvas methodology and tool that exists. This is going to be quite helpful. It'll be a little difficult. It also introduces the opportunity for you to decipher what your unique value proposition is to the customer and what is your true marketing strategy and sales process to ensure that you have your processes in order to support any actions that you will put in place in tip number 4. So I'll get to that in a moment. So the first step is creating a lean canvas, deciphering what your true business model is or what it will be moving forward. Also, evaluating or creating a SWOT analysis, a new one. You may have created this in past educational programs, boot camps, workshops in the past, or when you wrote your business plan. I hope you wrote your business plan. And it may have been some years ago. It's time to reevaluate your SWOT analysis because the world has changed, life changes, business changes, and you need to understand what you're facing today as you prepare for 2024. So you want to conduct a new SWOT analysis based on where you are in your business, in today's market, in your industry. That's really important because you have to know what are your current strengths now at the level where you are today. What are the weaknesses that you have internally in your business, as well as possibly your personal weaknesses? If life is lifing and distractions are getting in your way, evaluate what those are so that you can work on a plan to mitigate those risks and work on the weaknesses to turn them into strengths. Opportunities. There's opportunity galore. I read the Business Journal daily, and I love their tidbits of all of the positive news related to revenue growth, business accomplishments, mergers and acquisitions, venture capital investment. It seems like other businesses are winning. Why isn't your business winning? This is where the SWOT comes in handy because you can evaluate what market and industry opportunities exist that you want to focus on in 2024 and then decipher what's going to be the plan to capture those opportunities and capitalize on them. But you can't do that without conducting a SWOT analysis. And then lastly, the most important are the threats to your business. What are the threats that exist today at the level where you are today that could put your business out of business? What could put you out of business? What could get you caught up in a legal fight? What could create a deficiency where you have to file for bankruptcy? What could cause a decline in sales? What could cause disruption internally in your culture? Evaluating all of those factors with a very clear picture of where you are in your business can be quite helpful so that you minimize the number of surprises that you experience in managing your operation in 2024. If you were to think about how many surprises you experienced in your business this year and write them down, could you have mitigated those or been prepared for those had you done a SWOT analysis to analyze the potential threats and then be prepared for those? More than likely. Some of the surprises were simply you didn't look at your business ahead of time to prepare for what was to come based on your plan. Sure, you may have tax bills that you didn't expect. You may have increases in your operating expenses because you're making more money or you hired more resources, human resources. Those things you can plan for. Those are things that should not be happening to you accidentally. And so, conducting a SWOT analysis, evaluating the threats can help you. Next, you want to look at what is trending, what is hot, what is important in your industry. If you are not involved in your trade association, your industry association, or networking within your city, county, state to understand what's happening with your current customers and targeted future customers, you're going to be left behind because other competitors are doing this, especially the ones who are winning. They are evaluating what's to come, what they need to do internally to build an infrastructure to be able to capitalize on the new opportunities, the trends, and what's hot now, and evaluating what type of investment they're going to have to make in order to capture new opportunities and new business. And that's what you should be looking at now. And if you are not sure, you don't know, it's time to get involved. It's time to attend those conferences. It's time to show up for the webinars. It's time to pick up the phone and call industry leaders and find out what's happening, what's new, what's coming, or reading business journals or other trades to find out what's to come, and then deciphering where do you fit in that market or industry so that you can plan for it and be prepared January 2024. So that's the first step. Evaluate your business model. Look at your SWOT very keenly and openly and honestly and transparently, and evaluate what's hot and what's new, and build your business model based on where you are today and where you want to go in the future. All right, step 2, evaluate your analytical data. And I cannot tell you how many businesses I have worked with who have never looked at any of their control panels or analyzed any of their analytical data that they actually have access to within the systems that they're using, but they've never looked at them to correlate the data that exists to what's happening in their business. And this is important. If you do not have a system in place to help you evaluate data, to collect that data on a regular basis, put it into some type of KPI dashboard, key performance indicator dashboard, and to analyze what's happening, what has happened, and what changes you want to see or make to improve efficiencies or to improve sales or your operation, you will never know what to do. I often tell business owners the data is the most important value you have in your business. Value is determined by how much money you make, but the data tells you how to do it. And so if you have systems like applications that you use for your operation, let me give you an example, your accounting software or your tracking software, your shipping software, your lead generation software, your CRM, if you have one. If you have applications that you're paying subscriptions for each month, you have access to analytical data. That includes your social media channels, that includes your distribution channels. Whatever business you're in, you should have access to data. But if you never look at it and evaluate it and collect it and put it into some form of a report, you won't know what's happening in your business. This is the key to building an infrastructure that is fed with details, data, and information. And if you do not understand how to read it, where to find it, this is where you need to get help. The data is there. It needs to be collected, generated in a report, and then you allocate the time to evaluate it on a regular basis. And perhaps even delegating some of the work of the collection and the organizing of the data to send to you on a regular basis. This is information you can't ignore. When you ignore your analytics, you are leaving money on the table. I guarantee it. If you are ignoring the data, I'm saying it again, you're leaving money on the table. And you are not evaluating where you can create efficiencies to save money in your business as well. The data is there. Understand where it is, understand how to organize it, generate your reports, and then if you don't understand how to read them, that's when you bring in an outside source or YouTube University or even the supplier's website for their training tools to teach you how to use the data that you're collecting about your business, and then become really smart about what you do, how you do it, and how to improve. So analytical data is extremely important. You want, again, to look at where it's located, create a dashboard. You do not have to be fancy. It could be a simple Excel spreadsheet that you outsource to a Fiverr resource who creates a fancy Excel dashboard where you plug in the numbers every single week, day, or month. And that information is the responsibility of your virtual assistant, your sales manager, your office manager, or yourself. And it goes into that Excel spreadsheet. Or you can use tools like Asana to create a dashboard as well. There's many different ways that you can collect this data. You can do it free, or you can use a third-party system that is a subscription model. Whatever works for you. Or your CRM system may have a reporting module that you may upgrade to and use that and have it configured and designed to meet your needs. But do something. Don't let the data sit there, because that's where your money is. You want to compare your data over the last 3, 6, and 12 months or longer. You want to see what trends you can see and recognize and what's happening in the business. And then later, after you have evaluated that data for 3, 6, 12 months or more, you want to identify the areas of improvement and look at what worked. If you saw an uptick in your revenue one month, but then a significant dip the next, your data can tell you what happened. Did you do something special? Did you host a campaign? Did you launch or pay for an ad? What happened, and where did those sources of new revenue come from, so that you can rinse and repeat, do it again, and get your sales back up. But you can't do that if you're not evaluating your KPIs, or key performance indicators, which is basically your data in your business. Okay, that's step number 2. That takes time, but you need to start now. You need to put that infrastructure in place now. Now, let's look at number 3, evaluating your financial reports. I can't tell you how many businesses seem to ignore the financial reports, but they pay attention to the bank statement. The bank statement is only one spoke in a very large wheel that tells the story or financial story of how well or not so well your business is doing. The bank statement is not your primary source for evaluating the strength of your business and the position of your business. It is just a piece of the puzzle. What you should be evaluating on a weekly or monthly basis with accurate data should be your profit and loss statement for that period, your balance sheet for that period, as well as your cash flow statement. Lastly, you want to review your tax return. I don't mean just collect your tax return from the CPA, sign it and send it off, and then put it in a folder. That's not what I mean. I mean, you need to evaluate the tax return from beginning to end, line by line, compare it to your financial statements, your profit and loss, your balance sheet, and cash flow, and then ask your accountant all the questions related to what do the numbers mean? What did I tell the IRS? What do I need to improve for 2024 so that I can be prepared to invest more capital into my business strategy or my growth strategy? These are questions that you want to ask. It isn't, let me just get through this to get the tax return complete and put it in a folder, check that off and keep it moving. No, you want to truly evaluate where your sales are coming from, which products or services are the most profitable, what are your profit margins, how long does it take for you to get paid, do you need a cash influx in between payments from your customers when it's time for you to start to purchase inventory or purchase the items that you need in order for you to deliver to your customers. These are things that you have to evaluate on a regular basis. And if you are unfamiliar or you haven't completed your financial statements and entered that data into some type of system, meaning accounting system, that is a miss. That is a big problem in your business that you want to fix right now, today. Is it going to cost you money? Yes. If you don't know how to do this yourself, you're going to have to outsource it to a qualified, experienced, certified, I hope, bookkeeper that understands your industry. It's not a one size fits all because industries have specific accounting needs. And so you want to find an expert that is familiar with your industry and market, who can help you get your books in order, your financial books in order, and then create your financial reports, teach you how to read them, or you can use tools such as accountingcoach.com or businessdictionary.com or YouTube University to help you understand financial language, accounting, general accounting principles, and understand what the financial reports are saying. After you've completed the financial reports, you've evaluated them, you've evaluated your tax returns for 1 to 2 years to make sure what's been happening in your business and what financial position you're in today. You then want to create a forecast and allocate a budget to the areas in your business that are going to need adjustment or enhancement to help you grow. Growth meaning increase sales, increase your capacity to do more. And the only way that you're going to be able to do that effectively and efficiently is by creating your sales projections and creating your budget and your pro forma, or what we call your projections for the future. It's forecasting. If you are not creating your forecast for the next year, you will walk into 2024 blind. And you'll experience the same hurdles, surprises, barriers, challenges that you've experienced in the past that prevent you from getting to the next level in your business. Because this planning that needs to happen helps you get ready to execute according to the plan to reach the goals. Alrighty, so that is step number 3. Evaluate your financial reports for 2 years. I'm giving you the outline of what you need to have created, how to review them, and evaluate them for understanding, and then create your forecast for the next year using this data. And if you need help with that, work with a knowledgeable CPA. Yes, it's going to cost money to invest in that if you don't know how to do it. Work with the bookkeeper that has industry knowledge, or of course, contact us, and that's what we do. We help. Next, write your action plan. Alrighty, this one is key, but this is the one task that I have to say entrepreneurs will skip. Why? Because it's time consuming and they may not understand exactly how. Writing your action plan is extremely important. It's also a growth strategy, or they're not one and the same, but it can be part of each other. Your growth strategy simply is a business plan that is specifically focused on how you plan to grow moving forward. Your action plan is your step-by-step project management plan. It contains the actions, steps, tasks, and budget that you're going to use to execute the growth strategy. Essentially, what you're doing is saying, month 1, I'm going to generate 100 leads by doing XYZ with my marketing or my outreach, or I'm going to attend 5 conferences, or I'm going to host 4 webinars a month. Whatever tactic that you're going to use to reach more of your target audience, to generate more leads that you can close, to generate revenue, is what you are designing and writing for 2024, for the months of January to December. It is essentially a project management plan with every step that you're going to take. So it's your steps, your actions, your tasks, your delegated assignments. If you know by looking at your 2024 plan that you can't do it all by yourself, you need to allocate a budget for a new resource, incorporate that into your sales forecast so that you can cover the expense, and then figure out what part of the operation are you going to delegate to those new resources to take the load off of you so you can continue to focus on what you do best in the business. That is so key, especially when you're a solo entrepreneur and you have been doing the work yourself. There's only so much you have as it relates to capacity. There's so many hours in a day, and there's so many days in a week. And so you may have to hire, whether it's contract labor or part-time or full-time. You want to outline what that is, what the role will be, and delegate the assignments or tasks that need to be handed off with instructions and a budget. You want to have your processes identified. And this is the part that really slows down the entrepreneur, because you have to write those processes out. Now, you can easily outsource processes to a resource from Fiverr or Upwork, but they have to be done. So all of your operational functions that you have in your business, you need to have those processes defined. Lastly, you need to identify the systems, whether it's a web app, tool that you're going to use to run the operation. What are those? Accounting system, CRM system, logistics system, marketing, your marketing and sales systems. What are you going to use? and who are you going to use to run them or teach you how to use them effectively. And then allocate the budget. Decipher how much all of this is going to cost in order for you to generate the revenue you want to make in 2024. So if it means that you have to invest $5,000 into any one of these elements that you're designing in your action plan, if you have your financials, you can then have a conversation with a financial institution, a CDFI, an investor, whomever you're targeting to access capital, to clearly outline where the $5,000 will be invested and what the expected return will be in revenue generation and also operational savings. That's how you have a productive conversation with the capital sources to ensure that you have the funds you need now before 2024 starts in order to be ready to execute and implement the plan strategically and achieve the goals every week, every month, every quarter that you set out for yourself. Will things happen? Absolutely. But I guarantee you'll be more prepared by going through these 4 steps than if you didn't. I hope that this helps you a great deal in preparing yourself for 2024, at least understanding what you need to have in place to prepare for 2024. This exercise is available as a downloadable handout for you, of this presentation, not exercise. You're more than welcome to download it. It gives you everything that you need to begin working on. You have 45 days at the most, 50 before Christmas holidays and holiday distractions and New Year come. That's plenty of time to focus on this and work on it. And again, if you need assistance or you need help, we're here to support you. You can visit us at integralityllc.com/appointment to book an appointment with us, or there is a digital app that I created that you can just do it yourself. You follow the application, fill in the data for yourself, and the reports will be sent to you as a PDF document. The outcome of your entries will be sent to you as a PDF document to help you get started. It's easy as that. And until November 23rd, it's only $99. So that could be quite helpful to you. I hope this is helpful. I hope that you follow these tips. Start to begin working on the plan. You have 50 days to get this done and get the help that you may need with the resources that I have shared. I wish you all very much success for the new year. I think that the new year could be quite lucrative for small business owners in the right industries and the markets with the right plan and execution. If you need us, give us a call. Good luck.